Oh, hey, how are you? Hope you're having a great day. You know what? Nora just went inside the house. She's putting some groceries away. I had to go get something out of the car. And you know what? It's a beautiful day outside, and I am just having a craving for Chinese food. Not like traditional Chinese food, but like American Chinese food. You know, the stuff that we all like. So you know what? I'm going to go in the kitchen, and I'm going to show you guys how to cook one of my favorite American Chinese food classics. One that you guys probably get at takeout, don't even know it, but you can realize now that it'll probably be cheaper if you make it at home. And I'm gonna do it with creativity, love, attitude, simplicity, and soul. Let's go. You coming or what? Let's go. My name is Chef Tom Dickinson. By day, I work as a culinary arts teacher, teaching the future generation of chefs how to work to make great food in great restaurants for all of you. But one of my greatest passions is to show people how to cook awesome recipes at home. So I'm going to show you how to cook with creativity, love, attitude, simplicity, and soul. And when you do that, you will be cooking with class. Hey everybody, welcome to this week's edition of Cooking with Class, where I'm going to teach you how to cook with creativity, love, attitude, simplicity, and soul. I'm Chef Tom Dickinson, culinary arts teacher and professional chef. American Chinese cuisine. Everybody loves it. It's Friday night, you're tired, you don't want to cook, what do? You order Chinese food. Everybody does it, everybody has done it. You know, General Tso's chicken, orange chicken, broccoli beef, you name it, we've all ordered it. But you know what? One of the most favorite Chinese takeout dishes is honey walnut shrimp, and that is what we're preparing today. It's a beautiful dish. It's awesome. I have made this dish many times, and the story is, when I was working at a retirement community, and I was working for another chef at the time, he gave me the recipe for honey walnut shrimp, and it was mayonnaise, milk, and honey. And I thought, no, this is not happening. Yuck, not happening. I am not going to have this be a sugar bomb. So I changed it around. I added some vinegar. I added some soy sauce. I added some sriracha. I added some other ingredients, some other aromatics to it. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to make some honey walnut shrimp. We're going to garnish it with green onions, biased cut green onions, and toasted sesame seeds. And it's going to be absolutely delicious. And we're going to serve it over some beautifully cooked, just simple white rice. So you know what? I say we get to it. Now, some of you are probably asking, what's bias cut? And some of you have gone to the store and you go to buy shrimp because you're going to cook shrimp. You say, what's 1620? What's 1012? What's that? What is this term that all these chefs use called mise en place? What does it mean to steep something? What does it mean to infuse something with flavor? Well, let's go get our supplies. Let's get our ingredients, and I'll show you. The one thing that I always try to teach my students is the importance of mise en place. Make sure all your stuff is together before you start cooking. So I'm going through, I'm going to grab a couple things, grab some stuff from the shelves. The most important thing, go through the refrigerator, get my fresh ingredients, make sure I have all of my aromatics, make sure I have my shrimp, check what size they're going to be, see how long they need to cook, and it's going to be great. Now I'm going to go over to the stove. I'm going to grab the remaining of my stuff, and let's get together with our recipe for today. So today's recipe is going to call for 2 pounds of shrimp, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch or maybe more, a 2-inch piece of ginger, more if you like, about 3 or 4 cloves of garlic, about a cup of walnuts or however many you want to use. And we're also going to use about 3/4 of a cup of honey. We want it to be sweet, but we also want some salty. So about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. I'm using low sodium to watch my salt intake, followed by a 1/4 cup of seasoned rice vinegar. After that, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of sriracha for some heat and about a teaspoon of sesame seed oil. Also, we're going to use about 3 or 4 to 5 or 6 scallions for garnish and toasted sesame seeds for garnish as well. We've got all of our ingredients together. We're going to get things going. And when we come back, we're going to start. Wait a minute. I just realized I forgot something. Be right back. Okay, here we go. 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 You know what I forgot? I'll show you what I forgot. I forgot the most important thing. I forgot the rice. Why didn't you look out for me? You're supposed to remind me about these things. But yes, we got to get the rice. And we like rice around this house, so you know what? I'm going to use about 3 cups of rice when we are making this dish. This is going to be great. So you know what? I've got my rice, I've got all my stuff, and when we come back, let's start prepping. Stick around. Hey, welcome back, everybody. If you're just joining us, we're making honey walnut shrimp today. We've already got all of our ingredients out. We pulled them out of the fridge and out of the cabinets. Now you know what we got to do. Let's start prepping. Now, when you're getting ready to prep your vegetables and chop up your aromatics, it's important that you're comfortable when you're doing it. You know how I'm comfortable? It's not by using a knife like this. This is a standard 8-inch chef knife. And as you can see from the table, when I hold it like this, it's very unergonomic. It's going to mess up my wrists. I've been using knives like this for 20 years when I'm shopping at tables in professional kitchens that are supposed to be universal. It doesn't work very well. I can't raise the cutting board, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to raise the knife. So I have 2 knives here that I'm going to be using today. One is my Chinese chef knife. Some say it's a cleaver. No, it's a Chinese chef knife. It's meant for chopping vegetables. It's about 10 inches long. It's the same size as a regular chef knife, my favorite size to use, and it's about 4 inches high. So I can hold it like this. My wrist is very ergonomic. I actually was learning this from a TikTok video by a chef who calls himself the Hermit Druid. So he kind of inspired this. So as you can see, it's very ergonomic, and I can actually chop like this. I can slice like this. It's raised up on the cutting board so I can stand up straight, and I'm very comfortable. The other knife I'm going to be using is this one here. This is a Turkish mincing knife. I have a larger version here. This is my Zir knife. The spelling is right down below. This is used in cities like Istanbul. They use it to chop up onions and vegetables and meat for kebabs. Basically, it's an OG food processor. So you know what? Let's get to prepping. First thing you need to do is wash your green onions. They grow in the dirt. Now, this is what I mean when I say bias cut. We're going to hold the onions at a long angle, and I'm going to cut them, as you can see, with my Chinese cleaver. And when I'm done, they're going to look like this, and they're going to make your dish look a little bit more presentable. Now I'm going to peel my ginger, and you can use a peeler or you can use a spoon for this as well. And then I'm just going to chop it up using my Chinese cleaver or Chinese chef knife. And the great thing about this knife is I can just scrape everything up off the board, and I can put it in a bowl, and I'll have it ready to go when it's time to start the cooking. Pretty easy stuff. Now I'm going to switch over and use my Turkish mincing knife or Zir knife. It's a pretty heavy blade, so I'm going to use it, and I'm just going to smash the heck out of all this garlic. And once the garlic is smashed, I'm just going to make sure I carefully peel all the garlic to make sure all the outside papers or husks are off of the garlic so they don't get into my food. My garlic is peeled, and this is where the awesome curve of the Zir knife comes in handy. It's great for rocking on the cutting board and mincing up garlic really fine. As you can see, my garlic is getting minced up very, very nicely, and it's going to go perfect when I start cooking my honey walnut shrimp. All right, our aromatics are done. They're chopped up. Our cutting board's clean. Now it's time to thaw out and take the shells off our shrimp. We're going to peel them. We're going to see if they need to be deveined. I'm going to show you guys how we get that done. And let's get to it. When you are thawing out shrimp, make sure you run them under consistent running cold water. You don't want to use hot water because you could risk getting people sick, and shrimp is a delicate meat. Once the shrimp are thawed, I'm going to place them into my bowl, and I'm going to start checking them to make sure they don't have any veins in them or if I need to devein them, and then we're going to start cleaning them. As you can see, my shrimp have already been deveined, but the shells and the tails are still on. I'm going to take the tails off the shrimp this time because I have people living in my house with me. They don't really like the tails, but if I was in a restaurant, I would leave the tails on for presentation purposes. Let's clean these shrimp. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's a lot of shrimp. This is going to take forever. And yes, cleaning shrimp is a very tedious process, but it needs to be done. Like I said, you can leave the tails on or you can take them off. I'm choosing to take them off. But one great thing is you can save all those shrimp shells, make your very own shrimp stock. Now that our shrimp are prepped, we're going to start working on our rice because that is going to take the longest to cook. One very important step, wash your rice when you're cooking it. I'm washing about 3 cups of rice here to get it ready to go. And once my rice is washed, I'm going to place it in the rice cooker. And I'm going to add about 3.5 cups of water to my 3 cups of rice. I'm adding my water to the rice cooker. I'm going to get it closed. I'm going to set it for white rice. And when it goes off, it'll be done and it'll be ready to go. Our mise en place is prepared. Our rice is cooking. And when we come back, I'm going to show you the most amazing honey walnut sauce you have ever had for honey walnut shrimp. Stick around. All right, welcome back, everybody. In case you're just joining us, we're making honey walnut shrimp. We've got our mise en place prepared. Our rice is cooking. We're going to make a beautiful, beautiful honey walnut sauce. But the first thing we're going to do, let's marinate our shrimp. So in addition to the measurements I gave you for the honey walnut sauce, we're going to add about a teaspoon of sesame oil. And then we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. I really want to put some flavor into this shrimp. When we're done with that, we're going to mix them around together. I'm just going to dig in there and use my hands and mix it around, but I'm not going to go too harsh. I'm still going to be gentle. It is shrimp. It's a delicate meat. Now I'm going to go wash my hands and get ready to add the cornstarch. In the bowl, I'm going to add the equivalent of about 2 heaping tablespoons of cornstarch. Now I'm going to add it into my bowl so we can actually coat these shrimp. It will actually help the sauce adhere to the shrimp as well. Once that's done, I'm going to take my shrimp. I'm going to mix it all together and to make sure these shrimp are coated evenly because I want that really nice coating. Once it's done, I'm going to keep mixing it again to make sure that it's ready to go. And as soon as it's finished, I'm just going to set this down. I'm going to forget it. I'm going to let the shrimp kind of do its thing and just sit there and be flavorful. Normally, I would put it in the refrigerator, but I'm not going to do that because I'm going to be cooking them within the next couple of minutes. So it's all good. The rice is cooking. The aromatics are done. The shrimp are marinated. They're just going to sit, hang out. They're going to do their thing. Now we're going to work on the engine room, the heart and soul of this dish, the honey walnut sauce. Now, I told you before, I came up with this sauce because I didn't like the way that regular honey walnut shrimp sauces taste. It tastes like pure sugar. Like, oh, we want it all sweet and delicious. But no, there has to be a little bit of balance there. You have to have some salty. You have to have some spicy. You have to have some sweet in there too. But it needs to be balanced out. So you know what? I'm going to get to the stove here, and we're going to start making this beautiful sauce. And please, join along with us. Let's go. Now for this sauce, I'm using a heavy bottom stainless steel pot. The first thing I want to do is I want to add my 3/4 of a cup of honey. But when you're making a sauce like this, you've got a lot of sugar. Make sure you don't turn your heat too high. I don't even have the heat on right now. I just want to get my measurements in there. Now that I'm done, I'm going to be adding my vinegar. Yeah, I got to put a little bit in there. And as you can see, I'm using the bottle. I'm eyeballing this recipe, but you want to use a 1/4 cup, but I've made this so many times. I can just eyeball and see how it is. But please use 1/4 cup of rice vinegar to your 3/4 of a cup of honey. Next, I'm going to add my sesame oil. Remember, it's a teaspoon. And after that, I'm going to add my 2 tablespoons of soy sauce for my salty. Now I've got my salty, I've got my sour, I've got my sweet. What's next? It's time to add some spice. You know what that means? I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of sriracha. Now that may sound like a lot, but you know what? It's going to be nice, and I really want it to be balanced. Now that everything's in there, I'm going to turn the stove to medium heat, and I'm just going to let it steep and let it do its thing. And while the sauce is going to be simmering, I'm going to get my wok on the stove ready to go so we can get ready to start cooking a little bit later on. Now that my wok's on the stove, I'm going to go back to my sauce. I'm going to whisk it. It's starting to come up to heat. It's looking really, really good. And I really just want to incorporate all those flavors in the sauce. Now my sauce is coming up to a simmer. I'm going to turn the heat down on that. It's looking really, really good. It's nice and bubbly. I want to whisk it, but this is a really important part. Make sure you're watching your temperature because honey will caramelize and it will get sticky and it will burn. So please be careful. All right, the sauce is simmering. We got the rice going here in the rice cooker and the wok set up and ready to go. And when we come back, let's start cooking. Stick around. Welcome back. I'm glad you guys are still with me. Glad you guys are still joining me. I hope you're cooking along with me as well. And you know what time it is? It's time to get on the stove and do our thing. Let's get cooking. I wanted to use my restaurant grade wok, but it doesn't have a flat surface on the bottom, and this one does. So I'm just using my wok I use at home. I'm going to put some oil in there, and I'm going to make sure my wok gets nice and hot. The best way to see if your oil is hot and ready to go is just to check it. And if the oil's starting to ripple, you see a little bit of white wisp of smoke, now it's time to put your product in. Looks like my oil is ready to go. This is the part I'm going to slowly add my shrimp in, and I want you guys to be safe too. When you're adding your shrimp in, make sure to put it in there and don't overcrowd your pan because it will actually skin your shrimp and you won't be able to sear it and get that nice brown color on it. Also, please be careful because I don't want you to splash yourself and burn yourself because cooking should be fun. Now that the shrimp are in, I'm going to toss them around a little bit, flip them around to make sure they're okay. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding my aromatics. I'm going to add my garlic to the pan and my garlic should start to cook. I didn't want to add it at first because I didn't want my garlic to burn. Now I'm adding my ginger. I don't want that to burn as well. And now I'm also adding my walnuts because I want my walnuts to cook a little bit and toast a little bit in that oil. And I want to get that really nice flavor. Once everything's done, I'm going to give it a couple more flips. And you know what time it is? It's time to add that beautiful creation that we made on the stove. Yes, it is time to start adding the honey sauce to this dish. I've got my shrimp ready to go. I've turned the heat off. I'm going to let that hot honey sauce go in there and just let the carryover heat do its thing. I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to flip it around a little bit. I'm going to let that sauce coat and glaze those shrimp and glaze those walnuts and let it do its thing. This is looking absolutely amazing. It looks good. It smells good. Oh, I can't wait to try it. All right, all the cooking's done. Now there's one thing left to do. Actually, two things left to do. Let's plate it and let's taste it. On my cutting board, I have just a simple white bowl, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my rice to it. The rice is very important. You can use fried rice. You can use brown rice if you're more health conscious. But I'm going to take my rice and I'm going to add 2 scoops there. Just some nice, simple white rice works for me. I think it's great. I think it's a great blank canvas for this dish. The rice is in the bowl. Now I'm going to start adding the main event. The honey walnut shrimp. Ooh, those look really, really good. The sauce is nice and glazed. It's not overcooked. It's not burnt. There's some chunks of walnuts in there. It looks absolutely amazing. Now I'm going to garnish with our bias cut green onions. You can see how they look and how they look against the bowl. They look really nice. Makes for a really nice presentation. And before I forget, and I haven't forgotten about this, now I'm going to finish and add the sesame seeds to that. And it looks absolutely amazing. And add a little more sesame seed for garnish. I like sesame seeds. Plus, they create a great texture contrast to this dish. All right, let's try it. Looks good. Got some honey sauce and some sesame seeds. Like the sesame seeds on it, add some texture. It's not too sweet because the sauce has vinegar in it. I get a little bit of heat, a little bit of afterburn from the sriracha. It's really amazing stuff. It is really good. So here's the question. Can you make this? You better be saying yes. Don't make me reach through that camera. Just kidding. I won't do that. But I want you to make this at home. I want you to make this for your family. This is a great dish. It's a lot of fun. Think the money you'll save on takeout. Anyway, that's our show for today. I'm Chef Tom Dickinson, and I want to remind you that when you cook with creativity, love, attitude, simplicity, and soul, you will always have a dish that is first class. Thank you for watching today. See you next time.
Step into the kitchen where the flavors grew, and where Chef Tom has got the moves. Cooking with class, oh yeah, it's a vibe. Whisking up joy with every child. Cooking with class where the taste buds roll. Creativity, love, attitude, simplicity. So